Châtelet, numéro 22 Ignacio Méliès et numéro 23 Yann Reiter. Entraîneur Rob Baxter, assisté de Robin Colling et Ali F. Pour votre équipe de l'Exeter Clermont Auvergne. Et l'autre côté de tous les tribunes, la tribune Flippano. La tribune Auvergne. La tribune Volvic. Le Pesage.
Rob, I think you've just run into a French freight train, I would say, isn't it?
Well, a little bit, but I think we had our moments in the game, and we didn't probably quite see them off, and they could have maybe changed the pressure of the game a little bit. But there's a reality, we've come against a very good side today. Not only a team with very good, obviously, individual players, but also a team that knew where they wanted to go. And played a good brand of rugby, so I've not got too many complaints. I think I said to the guys at half time, I think we played the scoreboard a little bit too much instead of what was in front of us at times, and I think that was probably the key to us being a bit error-strewn at times in the first half. The pressure, a lot of it wasn't what was actually in front of us, it was almost what we were feeling by looking up and seeing 20 points on the scoreboard, and I was a little disappointed with that, but that's a big lesson for us to learn, because some of our kind of uncharacteristic mistakes, handling when not under massive pressure of an intimate tackle, or not getting under a kick-off or whatever, those are things that they're not really skill-based, they're not really things that you'd normally get wrong. They're when you kind of lose your way a little bit as the pressure of the game, and that disappointed me a little. We talked about that at half-time. After half-time we were noticeably better for the first quarter or the first half of the second half. But then, kind of as seems to be the story with us when we play Clermont, we're a little bit unfortunate. We make a substitution and that guy gets injured. We pick up a second injury in a similar position, and all of a sudden, we're there and we're trying to defend the last quarter against a team that are going for a bonus point with a hooker in the back row, with two fly-offs on the pitch, centre on the wing, and everything gets a little bit more difficult for us. And I think, against a team like Clermont, when things get a little bit more difficult for you, that makes it very hard. But I think there was a period in the second half when we looked like we were getting there. We were getting comfortable with the pace. Defensively, we were holding things together. Set piece was going well. And as I say, I'm a little bit disappointed with us kind of crumbling a little bit in that final quarter. But there is a reality that when a very good side with very good players gets going and the momentum of the game goes their way, it can be a little bit difficult to turn the tide. And that's a little bit what happened. And I've just said to the guys, there's only two ways you take it. You look at it and go, that was pretty tough out there, but I did some good things, and I want to improve on those good things. Or you can go, well, that's broken me a little bit, I don't know what I'm going to do. And we've got to make sure that the way we decide to go is to learn from today and improve, and not doubt ourselves too much, because as I said, we're 2.5 seasons in the Premiership where we haven't completed our first season in the Heineken Cup, and it is tough. There's a reason it's the top club competition in the world, because it's tough. And every now and again you're going to get a result like this, and we've just got to learn from it and get better next week.
Did we see the difference there between the two sides? You had, like you say, you had that period after half-time where you had the hammer down, and they really defended well, and we weren't able to get over the line.
Yeah, but I mean that's what it's all about. I mean, and we're very aware that we've had some issues like that sometimes in the Premiership, but that's what you have to keep working for. There's no instant fixes in this game. There's no way I can just suddenly turn around and I'll clip my fingers and we'll beat Leinster next week, because it doesn't work like that. It's steps, and you learn as you go along the way. Today has been a real tough lesson for us. I don't mind admitting that, and I said to the guys, it was tough out there, wasn't it? But it is tough. That's life. And there's two ways you take it. You sit and you be miserable and you doubt yourself, and you think you might not achieve it again. Or you look at some of the fantastic results we've had in the past, the good rugby we've played, times when we have managed to stick things together and we've kept the right team on the pitch, and things have gone our way a little bit. Results can turn around pretty quickly. A 40-point loss can become a 3-point win in a couple of weeks, and I've seen it happen before. I've been involved in games like that. It's not the big drama that some people seem to think it is for me. I'm just disappointed with some aspects, but I'm pleased with others, and that's what we have to be every week.
How do you go about lifting the boys for Leinster next week? That in itself is a prize fixture for the club.
I won't need to lift them at all for next week. They're a very proud bunch. They're hurt by today, and they'll want to prove a point next week. And and I haven't got any issues with that. You know, I haven't got any issues with individual players out there. You know, I haven't walked in a dressing room and seen guys who didn't want to tackle and didn't want to run hard and didn't want to hit rucks and didn't want to scrummage. You know, it's pretty obvious by performance that wasn't the case. You know, good players, good teams. Sometimes you get beaten. You know, it's life.
And have you seen potentially the Heineken Cup champions there in that performance?
Well, potentially, but there's other good teams out there. You know, we could have easily had a pool of teams that we maybe could have been more competitive than we were tonight. But would we ultimately be any better, or would we be a better side or learn more from it? I don't know. You know, I'm learning a lot as we go through this. Not just of the kind of team we are and where we want to head, but from the way other teams are coached and the way they play and the players they have. You know, it's a good experience for all of us. And I know some people might think, you know, it gets a bit tired for me to go, well, we'll learn as we go along. But that's what it is. You get better as you go along, or what's the point in doing the job?